We often imagine life as if it was some great problem to be solved, as if existence were a puzzle and we're supposed to crack the code, find the formula, get the answer, and then finally everything will fall into place. But life isn't a riddle to be solved, it's a song to be sung. And songs are not meant to get somewhere. They are meant to be enjoyed as they unfold. When you listen to music, you don't rush to the ending. You don't sit there waiting for the final note so you can say, "At last, I've reached the goal." If that were the point, we'd play only the finales of symphonies. But no, you enjoy the whole thing, from beginning to middle to end, every rise and fall, every tension and release. Life is just like that. It's not a journey from point A to point B where the whole purpose is to arrive. It is a dance. It is the river flowing, and you are not apart from it. You are the river itself. But here's the trouble. Most of us were taught from childhood to treat life as if it were a serious business, a kind of task. You must achieve this. You must become that. You must strive and struggle and push and pull against the current. And so we grow up imagining that happiness is always somewhere else. It's over the next hill, behind the next promotion, hidden in the next relationship. We chase, and in the process, we forget the simple fact: you cannot hold the river. You cannot dam the flow of time. You cannot grasp life by the throat and command it to behave. The river flows, and the only real question is whether you will flow with it or against it. Now, when I say go with the flow, many people misunderstand. They think it means laziness, passivity, doing nothing. But that isn't what it means at all. To flow with life is to participate in it fully, but without the constant resistance of fear and control. You see, a dancer doesn't resist the music. A surfer doesn't resist the wave. To ride the wave is not weakness, it's skill. It's the highest art. To go with the flow means you learn to move with the energy that is already happening, instead of constantly fighting against it. Think about a river. When it meets a rock, it doesn't complain. It doesn't get angry at the obstacle. It simply flows around it. The rock may be hard, stubborn, immovable, but the river in time wears it down. The soft water overcomes the hard stone, not by force, but by persistence and patience. That's the wisdom of flow. Illness, disappointment, loss, unexpected change, and you can either smash yourself against them, or you can flow around them, adapting, yielding, and in doing so, becoming stronger without hardening. The funny thing is, we think we are separate from this river. We talk about life as if it's something that happens to us, as if we are standing on the bank watching it go by. But that's an illusion. You are not apart from life, you are life. You are not the observer, you are the dance itself. And when you realize that, a great burden lifts. You no longer need to control everything. You no longer need to make the river go in your preferred direction. You discover that the river already knows where it is going, and you are part of its course. But you see, the ego doesn't like this. The ego wants certainty. It wants to believe it's the captain steering the ship. It wants to say, I am in control. I know where I'm going. I know how it will end. And so the ego fights against uncertainty, fights against change, fights against death itself. Yet what is more natural than change? What is more certain than uncertainty? To resist it is to resist life itself. This is why we suffer, not because life is cruel, but because we are stubborn. We cling, we hold on, we try to freeze the moment, and in doing so we create tension. Imagine trying to hold your breath forever because you don't want to exhale. You'd suffer terribly. Breathing is possible only because you let it go. You inhale, you exhale, and life continues. In the same way, everything in existence is rhythm, up and down, yin and yang, life and death, being and non-being. To go with the flow is to trust this rhythm, to let it carry you, knowing that even loss and endings are part of the music. Now some people say, but if I let go, won't I lose myself? Won't I just drift without purpose? But what is this self you are so afraid of losing? It is a bundle of memories, habits, names, roles, expectations. It's a mask you've been wearing. And masks are useful. But you are not the mask, you are the whole play. You are the actor and the stage and the audience all at once. When you cling too tightly to the mask, you forget your true nature. To go with the flow is to remove the mask now and then and see that you are vast, limitless, part of the great stream of being. Have you noticed how children play? They don't need a reason. They don't say, what's the purpose of this game? What's the profit margin of hide and seek? They simply play because play is its own justification. That is the spirit of the flow. When you live that way, you work, you love, you create, not to get somewhere else, but because doing it is already the point. The river flows not to arrive, but simply because flowing is its nature, and your nature is the same. But our culture has trained us otherwise. It says, hurry up, get ahead, plan for the future. And while planning has its place, the danger is that we spend our whole lives preparing to live, and never actually living. We stand on the shore saying, someday, I'll dive in, forgetting that the river is flowing now, and sooner or later the river carries everything away. If you postpone life, you miss it. To go with the flow is not to abandon responsibility, but to see that life is already happening. You don't need to chase it, you need to wake up to it. And what happens when you wake up? You discover that the world is not against you. It is you. The very energy that beats your heart is the same energy that moves the stars. You are not a stranger here. You are not a mistake. You are the universe expressing itself in this particular form, in this particular moment. Just as a wave is the ocean in a certain shape, you are the universe waving. The wave doesn't need to grasp at permanence. It rises, it falls, it returns. But in every moment it is fully the wave. That is enough. So, to go with the flow is to trust that. To trust the intelligence of the whole, instead of constantly trying to force your own little agenda. It's like dancing. If you try to control every step, you become stiff and awkward. But when you listen to the rhythm, you move naturally, gracefully. Life is inviting you to dance, but you must be willing to let the music lead. And here's a curious thing. When you stop resisting, when you stop trying to control everything, you often find that things actually go better. You discover a kind of effortless action, what the Taoists call Wu Wei, action without force. It doesn't mean inaction. It means doing in harmony with the way of things, like sailing with the wind instead of rowing against it. You still move, you still act, but there is ease in it. You're no longer exhausting yourself trying to push the river upstream. Think of the times in your life when you were most alive. Was it when you were straining and struggling? Or when you were so absorbed in the moment that time disappeared? When you were playing music, or laughing with friends, or lost in love? In those moments, you weren't calculating, you weren't forcing, you were flowing. And life in those moments felt effortless. That's the secret, that's the way. But of course, the mind wants to turn even this into a new project. It says, going with the flow, that's my next goal. How do I achieve it? What's the technique? And here's the cosmic joke: the moment you try to force yourself to let go, you're not letting go. It's like trying to relax on purpose. The very effort makes it impossible. So what do? You notice. You become aware of your resistance. You watch how you cling, how you struggle, and in simply seeing it, the grip loosens. You don't need to push the river. You just need to stop pushing against it, and gradually you begin to trust. At first, this trust feels fragile, like stepping onto a bridge made of glass. You look down, you hesitate, you wonder if it will hold. And yet, when you take that step, the bridge does not break. You discover that the current of life is not your enemy. It does not exist to drown you. It carries you even when you don't know where it is taking you. You begin to see that even the difficult times, even the losses and confusions, are not mistakes. They are not interruptions of life's flow. They are part of it. Just as the river bends and twists and churns through rapids, your life bends and twists and sometimes throws you into chaos. But rapids are still the river, and if you look closely, you will see that what felt like destruction was often transformation. The old banks erode, but new paths open. The turbulence you feared was only the river carving a new way forward. You may not understand the pattern now. You may stand on the shore, looking at the water rushing by, thinking it's meaningless, random, perhaps even cruel. But step back far enough and you begin to see the design. The river knows where it's going even if you do not. It has been flowing long before you appeared, and it will continue long after. Whole mountains rise and fall, civilizations come and go, and still the river flows. Your small story is woven into this greater rhythm. To fight it is futile. You can splash, you can thrash, you can exhaust yourself trying to swim against the current. But what good will it do? The river is stronger than you, it always was. To resist is to suffer. To join is to be free. Liberation does not mean control. It means surrender. Not surrender as in defeat, but surrender as in alignment, as in trust, as in breathing with the breath of the universe itself. So here is the invitation. Stop trying to win at life. There is nothing to win, because there is no opponent. Life is not standing against you with its arms crossed, daring you to defeat it. Life is not a contest to be conquered or a trophy to be claimed. Life is a play, a song, a dance, and its meaning is not at the finish line. It's in the steps, the notes, the gestures along the way. Stop trying to conquer existence as if it were some great dragon to be slain. The more you fight it, the more it overwhelms you. The more you try to control it, the more it slips through your fingers. Instead, live it, breathe it, taste it. Let it move through you like the wind through the trees. Flow with it, not because you are weak, but because you are wise enough to know that you and the current are one. Sing its song as it sings through you. Every heartbeat is a drum in the great rhythm of existence. Every breath is the river entering and leaving your body. You are not apart from it, watching from the outside. You are the river in motion, the music in vibration, the dance in form. Because in the end, you and the river are not two, you never were. The idea that you are separate, that you must grasp and clutch and control, was only a dream of the ego. The river does not belong to you, and yet it is you. You are not merely in the flow. You are the flow you always were. And when you realize this, life ceases to be a battle. It becomes what it was all along, a mystery to be lived, a song to be sung, a current to be trusted.